Hello, good morning. My name is Amy. I hope everyone is risen well. Welcome to this channel. We are going to work through some pranayama and then go through some lovely morning stretches to kickstart your day. So let's get started. We're going to sit down on our mats. You're welcome to use a prop, any blocks or cushions that support elevating the spine. Sometimes it's really nice to fold a cushion and sit on the rounded edge. Otherwise, you can just find a nice comfortable seat and just take some time arriving here. This is the first time you've moved this morning, then approaching that with some ease. Let's encourage the legs to relax into the floor. So using sense of touch, just squeeze down the legs, softening through the thighs, the knees, the calves, the shins, ankles, and stop when you get to the feet and take a couple of moments to massage your feet, firmly running those thumbs down the soles of the feet, releasing some fascia here, all the way up through the back of the legs. Take some time. Take a few more moments. And when you're ready, walk those hands back up through the legs. Take a second to wiggle down through those sit bones, soften and ground down here. Roll those shoulders down the back a couple of times. Maybe roll them forward a couple of times too. Then I invite you to just bring in any other intuitive movement that feels good. So maybe that's a little sway in the spine, left and right. Maybe that's creating some circles with the torso. Maybe that's rotating the head and neck. Maybe you want to play around with all three. We've got a couple of breaths to explore. Maybe closing the eyes and just taking some time to acknowledge how the body feels this morning, how you feel this morning. Couple more moments. Make sure if you're making circles in the head and neck, you're going evenly one way as you are the other. And whenever you're ready, begin to even that out and find a nice neutral position for the head and neck. Lovely. So this morning, our breathing practice is less of a technical practice. It's more of a grounding down. So we're going to explore the full yogic breath. So what's really nice here is to have the left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly, or switching that around, whatever one feels more comfortable for you. And as we're breathing, I want us to encourage the breath down into the belly. So as we inhale, we inflate the lower belly and the pelvis, almost as if we're filling up a glass of water. And then as we exhale, we begin to draw that belly in. So it's a gentle abdominal contraction, hugging the belly button back into the spine. So just getting used to inhaling, rooting the breath down into the belly, exhaling, drawing that belly in. A few breaths exploring that. Really feel the belly expand into that hand. Lovely. Now, as we send that breath into the belly, can we let it grow up into the ribs, maybe even lift into the chest? And then again, abdominal contraction draws that belly button into the spine. Inhale, we send the breath down into the belly. It grows up through the torso. And exhale, we draw that belly button in. Now exploring the growth of this breath. And you can make this as audible as you'd like. We've got around 5 more breaths, exploring, sending the breath into the belly, letting it travel up through the torso, maybe lifting up into the chest. Take a moment to just acknowledge if we're holding any unnecessary tension anywhere. Can we release? Last few here. We can remove the hands back down to the thighs, and we're going to meet in a nice child's pose at the back of our mat. So coming into Balasana. Now ideally this morning, keeping the knees a little closer together and softening the belly and the chest onto the thighs. Now if that does feel really compressive, then we can widen the knees and keep those big toes touching and soften the chest in between the legs. And just take a few moments to arrive here. Resting the forehead on the mat, reaching those arms out in front of you. Now, we can be nice and passive in this pose, relaxing the forearms, relaxing all the muscles on the face. Keep sending that breath down into the belly. So that practice that we've just gone through, can we keep it up through this morning's physical practice? Sending the breath into the belly, maybe it travels through the torso, and exhaling, drawing that belly button in towards the spine. Lovely. Now on our next inhale, let's just bring those arms on the lower back. So left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top. Placing them on the lower sacrum. Relax back through the shoulders, relax through the elbows. And as we take our next inhale, we're going to press into the shins, press into the tops of the feet, sweep the arms all the way up, thumbs point to the back of the space. As we squeeze the glutes slightly, push the hips forward, open the chest, exhale, we come all the way back down. Left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top. Inhales, drive us up. Press into the shins, tops of the feet. Sweep those arms up. I should have tied my hair. Draw those hips forward as we squeeze the glutes. Exhale, let's find our way back down. So moving with your breath, synchronizing breath and movement. Inhales, draw you up. Begin to activate the body here. Draw those thumbs back, spread the fingers, squeeze those glutes. Exhale, sending you back. Exploring a couple more on your own, moving with your breath. Last one here. Lovely. And once you come back to your child's pose, let's reach those arms back forward. And this time, keep crawling them forward. We're going to keep crawling them until those hips come on top of the knees. So we're finding a nice puppy pose here. Nice and active, so we can keep those elbows off the floor if that feels safe, or they can stay rested. And just check in with the distribution across the knees, that's nice and even. Now maybe we soften the forehead on the mat as we open through the shoulders. Can we encourage the shoulders away from the ears? Maybe play with the width of the hands. You're welcome also to soften the chin on the ground. Breathing, sending that breath into the belly. Drawing that belly in as we exhale. One more here in a static position. And then we're going to begin to move. So as we inhale, press into the hands, round through the back. So create some space between the chest, belly, and the floor. Almost gaze in between the knees, drawing that chin into the chest. Feel that lengthening through the armpits and the sides of the waist. And as we exhale, we sink back into the first position. Moving with your breath. Inhale, find that space between the chest, belly, and floor. Gaze in between the knees, round through the back. Exhale, sinking the chest back down. Inhale, Finding that space, rounding through, chin tucks in. Exhale, sinking it back down. Exploring a few more of these, synchronizing your breath and movement at your own pace. Let's take one more. Lovely, wonderful. This time that we round through, let's continue rounding, and we're going to come all the way forward. So leaning forward so that we can soften our hips, our pelvis on the floor, bend those elbows and lower our bellies to the ground. Wonderful. Okay, so bringing those feet together, the hands are going to come nice and wide outside the mat, up on tented fingertips, elbows pointing towards the ceiling. So the hands are sort of in line with the chest here. Now we're going to lift up through those kneecaps, so let's activate the quads. Gentle squeezing of the glutes, and as we inhale, we press into the fingers. Find this lift in the chest, shoulders away from the ears. Lift that chin slightly. Exhale, let's ripple the spine back down. Head is the last to land. Keep those legs nice and active. Inhale, let's peel our bodies up. Shoulders slide down the back. Exhale, let's release. Now we can play with where the hands are. The closer they come to the body, the more intense that back bend will be. The further away they are, the less. So maybe every breath you can have a little explore with the placement of your hands and just noticing the sensations that arise. Moving with your breath. Squeeze the glutes at the top if you need to protect your lower back. Let's take one more here. Lovely, wonderful. Okay, so now just planting the forearms on the mat in front of you, almost like we're in a Sphinx position. Now we're going to bring the left knee up to the left elbow. As we slide that left knee up to the left elbow, nice and active in the toes, we're going to take the right hand and slide it underneath the left and touch and catch on to that left knee. Now we're going to soften onto that right shoulder, take that left arm and sweep it all the way round, finding a nice supine twist here, reaching that left arm all the way out to the left. The gaze can follow. Take a few moments to settle here. Notice if you're holding any unnecessary tension. Can we release the shoulders, jaw, glutes? Breathing. Nice deep nourishing breaths. Now, if you're thinking about coming back round, take that left arm, sweep it all the way above the head, rolling back onto your bellies. We'll find ourselves back where we started in that Sphinx pose. Now that left leg will slide back down to meet the right, and we'll explore the other side. So draw that right knee up to the right elbow, thread the left arm underneath the right, soften onto that left shoulder. Right hand will trickle all the way above the head and come over to the right. Gaze will follow. Supine twist other way. Again, let's soften through the shoulders, glutes, feet. Relax the forehead, the eyes, cheeks, and jaw. Breathing here. One more moment here. Wonderful. Now we're not going to roll back onto our bellies. We're going to continue rolling to the right as we come onto our backs, bringing both knees into the chest. You may find that you are off your mats, so if you'd like to wiggle your way back on, then by all means, knees drawing into the chest. Lovely. Give them a good squeeze, get a good sense of compression, maybe even use the hands underneath the kneecaps to roll around on the lower sacrum, giving yourself a nice little massage on the lumbar spine here. Lovely. We're going to find a nice happy baby this morning. So soles of the feet go up towards the ceiling, and we can catch around the calves, the ankles, or the outsides of the feet, and begin to draw down on wherever you have grip. Toes are nice and active, drawing towards the shin. And then can we think about our upper body here? Can we feel the spine becoming flush with the mat? Draw the chin gently into the chest to lengthen through the back of the neck. Can we relax the shoulders? If this feels really compressive in the hips, the other option is to draw the soles of the feet together and extend the knees nice and wide. Breathing wherever you are. Welcome to be in stillness. Welcome to find gentle rocks left and right, massaging the mid-back. Gently opening the hips. Couple more moments here. Lovely. Slowly think about releasing the feet. We're going to bring the hands behind the knees, and we're going to find a nice spinal roll. So rolling up and down the back, massaging each vertebrae at a time. This can be as big or as small of a movement as you'd like. Just taking a few rolls. And in the next couple, think about using the momentum to come up to a nice, comfortable seat. Lovely. Take a couple of moments just to roll those shoulders again down the back. Maybe roll through the wrists, nice and elaborate with the fingers. Take both directions. Lovely, wonderful. Let's sweep the arms up and overhead. Spreading the fingers, maybe wiggling down through the sit bones, create length through the sides of the waist. Take a big inhale. Let's exhale and twist to the right. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind you, gazing gently over that right shoulder. We can work a bend into this left elbow to encourage more twist if that feels safe. Big breath in, send it down into the belly. Draw that belly in as you exhale. Inhale, let's come back through center. Reach those arms back up, gaze up, spread the fingers, create length. Big inhale as we exhale, twisting to the other side. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you, gazing over that left shoulder. Nice and tall in the spine. Again, maybe working through a bend in that right elbow to encourage more twist. Send the breath into the belly. Draw that belly in as we exhale. Lovely, let's inhale. Last time back through center. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale, let's bring those hands to heart center and draw them into the chest. Take a moment here to be proud of your practice. Part of the time you've dedicated to yourself this morning. And a moment to honor all that you are and all that there is. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really supports my channel. And